Like you're welcome to Light Radio this morning. Yeah, okay. Okay, can you please introduce yourself to us?
Okay, my name is
Raji Zainab.
and I'm CEO of also.
Hello? Are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
So you said your name is Raji Zainab.
My name is Raji Zainab. I'm a fashion designer and the CEO House of Z.
MashaAllah, Barakallahu fi. So we are actually talking to a fashion designer this morning. Wow. Okay, can you give us a little bit about your educational background?
Okay, I finished from University of Lagos this year.
MashaAllah. What did you study?
This
Hello?
year June. So I studied.
You studied? Hello?
I studied chemistry and education.
Hey, chemistry and education. And you're a fashion designer. Okay. So okay.
Yeah.
When did you start your fashion designing?
Okay, I started learning in 2016. I started learning in 2016 because I was in a school as at that time. I was in Lautech. I entered through the pre-degree program in 2015.
Okay.
So in the middle of the program, there was a strike. There was about 9 months strike. So I was already at home for about 6 months already doing nothing. I didn't learn fashion designing because I had passion for it.
You
But I
learned it
just
because
went to
you
learn
didn't want
because it
to
was
stay in the house. You didn't want to
I needed something to do
at that
point,
time.
and that was the only option I had because I loved makeup. I loved makeup right from secondary school.
So why
but
didn't you
then
go learn
Where
makeup?
I could learn the makeup was a bit far from my house, so
Okay.
that was the option I had at that point. So
So you
that
decided
was
to
why
go
I
for
went for it.
fashion designing. Okay. So you started learning
Yes.
2016, right?
Yeah, I started learning in 2016.
And you were in school then?
No, yeah, I was in school. I was in Lautech then,
But there
not
was
in
strike.
Unilag. So it was more like a part time for me. It
Oh.
was a part time for me.
Okay, so
it was after the second strike, because there was another strike after then. I started learning like around December. Then they called off the strike around February or so the following year. So I had to go back to school.
to school.
Then
So while learning for that 3 months, right? It was 3 months, right?
yeah, it was. I signed up for a 2 years
Class,
class.
but because of the strike, you had to cut it short, right?
Yeah. But I do go back anytime we're on
Holidays.
holidays.
So during
That
the
was-
period of learning, did you find passion for it?
Yeah, definitely. I started when I started. It was something I find enjoyable. Like I
Okay.
grew that passion in days. Like I could sew something for myself in a week. Like I could remember when I was like a week, I made a skirt though without the slits. I made like a straight
Skirt. Okay.
skirt. So as at a month, I was already sewing.
MashaAllah.
So something I enjoyed doing. So
So
kept me to
something
like keep pushing myself to do more.
more. So something you didn't have passion for, and you went for it, and you started developing passion for it. How did the passion develop? How did you see yourself developing passion for it? Because normally you don't like it, right? You have passion for
It was
something
not
else.
something I myself doing actually.
You said?
Yeah, it started when I started. It started when I started making dresses for myself. Like when I make some dresses, or maybe for my younger ones, and I'll be like, "Oh wow!" So
Wow,
I did this.
I
And
did
when I
this.
wear those clothes, people will be like, "Oh, so you did this, you did it." So I used to enjoy the compliments a lot.
Wow.
So that was when the passion started.
Started. Wow, that's really beautiful. So when did you start fashion designing as a business?
I started as a business in 2019. I was already in Unilag at that point. I was in my second year. So I felt like I just needed to do more. Even though by that time, I didn't have a machine. I didn't have a sewing machine of my own. But I was in the hostel. So, and every hostel used to have a tailor.
Okay.
There's always a tailor in every hostel. So I was in Moremi at that point. So there was this tailor in my hostel, and the woman is a friendly person. I do go there once in a while, maybe when I have an amendment to make. So I just like, let me just talk to this woman and ask if she can be allowing me come to use her machine, because she has 2 machines. So just like do my work whenever I have jobs. So, and I spoke to her and she agreed. Wow. So that was how I started working. And then aside that, I was also selling pad in the hostel as a side hustle.
Oh my gosh.
I had some money to save up to. That was how I got some money to save up to get my machine at that point. So I got my machine then when I was in year 2 as well. So I was able to work, because I do work in the hostel. I was able to work in the hostel.
So you were able to bring in your machine to the hostel?
Yeah, it was not easy actually, because I was very, very scared at that point. But with the help of God, I was able to take it in without them noticing actually. So
how did you
and I worked in the hostel throughout my stay.
So how did you compensate the woman who allowed you to use her machine when you didn't have yours?
Yeah, I give her something, because when before I started, I asked her that, okay, how much will she charge me when I want to like use her machine to work? And she was like, oh mommy, anything you give me,
wow,
a problem now. So anytime I make dresses like that, I'll just be like, okay, mommy,
that's nice.
Shake on. Well, so that was it.
Wow.
Till tomorrow, I'll still be grateful to her.
Of course, she's a good person, because rarely will you see someone who would actually allow you do her job, because it's her job you're doing, right? Yes. Because normally she's meant to be the one they'll be bringing the clothes to, but you are taking part of her job because you're doing it in her own workspace. Do you understand?
Exactly.
And she allowed you.
Yes.
Wow, that's a really good person. So how did you combine schooling and working together? Because we know it's not easy, and the course you studied, chemistry and education, subhanallah, 2 courses together, and you have your work, and you sell again, you sell something else again. How did you combine them together?
Yeah, I said, honestly, it was not easy. It was not an easy thing to do, but I'm someone that is very, very good at multitasking. So sometimes when I have classes in the afternoon, in the morning I cut. So when I'm back from class, I do my work, and when I have to go to market again, I go for fabric sourcing to like do my work. So that was how I was able to shuffle it, even though sometimes it's not always easy, because I have to meet up with deadlines, and at the same time we having tests and the like. So even sometimes when it is like December, or maybe it was during our exam, sometimes I have to just like not accept jobs at that point, because I have to definitely prepare for my exam. So I have to stop accepting jobs for those periods. But then after my exam, I would continue definitely.
Wow. And okay.
And I was always going with my machine, going home with it, coming back with it.
So like you do carry that machine? So
I take it to school anytime I'm going to school.
With the leg?
Yes, just the head actually.
Okay, just the
not
head.
The leg. The head actually. When I wanted to get the machine, I told the man that I needed something that I could use in the hostel. So I was actually thinking of getting the tabletop.
Okay.
But then he now advised get the black. That one. The black head. Still more durable.
Yes.
That I use with motor to connect with light, so I don't necessarily need to leg. I don't necessarily need the leg to work. So
of course.
That was how I've been using since then. So I take it back to school when I'm going back to school.
So you are restricted with your machine. Do you understand? Your machine, it does not have a leg, right? You use motor, and motor uses electricity.
Yes.
How do you do that? Is it every time you have light in the hostel?
Yeah, I keep it somewhere in my room, sometimes maybe in my locker or under my bed. So whenever I want to use it, there is always a chair in the room, definitely. So I have a permanent chair I use. So I put the chair close to me, then I sit on my bed, then put the machine on the chair. Then that was how I did it. That's how I work. Basically.
Yeah, really a big hustler. Anyway, the question I actually asked was, the machine is using electricity. It does not have leg for you to operate it manually. Do you
Yes,
understand?
yes,
So you have to,
yes.
there has to be electricity available for you to use it. So
Yes.
that's what I'm asking. Is there always availability of? Okay.
When I started, when I was in year 2, then our lights was stable. Our lights was stable. Like we used to have lights 24/7. But when I got to year 3, they started rotating the lights for us, which was a very big challenge for me. As at a point when I was in year 4, they take the lights by 8, they bring it back by 3. Even their 3 service, not always 3 sometimes. They bring it back maybe around 4, 5 sometimes. So it's always a very big challenge for me meeting up with deadlines. But then, with the help of God, I've always been having nice and kind roommates. Honestly, they're always of help to me. Sometimes they assist me. They don't even complain, because that's always one of my fear whenever we are about to ballot, because we do ballots for still actually. Okay. So I used to feel like, hey,
who are going to God, be my roommate?
I don't want roommates that stress me because of this work, because you know how some people can be now. They'll be like, your machine is disturbing us, you can't work in this room. But then I've always been having amazing roommates, honestly.
Wow, mashallah, that's
sometimes really... they even help me. Some of them are even my loyal customers as well.
Oh,
to date, they are my
wow, that's great, because it's really sweet when people around you are actually patronizing you, are actually making your brand grow. Because I can't imagine people close to me not patronizing me. How would people outside patronize me when people close to me are not patronizing me? Exactly. That means you're not good at what you're doing.
Close to me are not...
Exactly. That means you're like, this person is close to you, the person is not giving you clothes, or the person is not working with you, so why would I work with you? And these people that are close to you will actually make more referrals, and the referrals will be more, as in more visible, because they see that this person is close to you, the person knows you well, and the person is actually giving you job, and the job the person is giving you, they are seeing it on the person, and the person is always looking good. So even if the person refers to you, be like, wow, so this person made this, I'll have to patronize this person. No, let me patronize. Do you understand? That's the sweet thing about people around you patronizing you. So as a fashion designer, as an entrepreneur generally, we know that we used to have good and bad times, because no matter how sweet the business is, we always we will always have times that, oh my God, you want to sit down and say, ha, Allah, why did I go into this thing? Yes. And there are times when you be like, oh my God, alhamdulillah, 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 rabbil alamin. Oh Allah, thank you for making me go this way. Do you understand? So firstly, I'll ask you, can you share some downtime, some challenges you faced while in the business?
Okay, let me start with, I think one of the challenges was when they started rotating our lights in school, then like meeting up with deadlines and all. So it was always very, very stressful for me. In fact, sometimes I would go as far as to look for somewhere outside school to like get the job done, like to meet up with the deadline. And then another one was when, there was this job, my first international job actually.
Oh my God, international fashion designer.
My first international job, I got it through a friend. It was the friend's aunt actually. So she said she liked my work and she has been seeing a lot of my work. So she would like to give me some works that her father-in-law was coming. It was her father-in-law's birthday, yes. So she and her sister-in-laws, they would like to like sew. So then I agreed. I said no problem. So she gave me the dates, and the date was like in less than 2 weeks. As at that time, she started talking to me.
Oh God!
So she wants me to make 7 corset clothes.
Corset clothes. Imagine! I can't imagine 7 corset clothes in the space of 2 weeks. You're going to cut.
Was in like less than 2 weeks already.
You're going to cut. You're going to press. Wow.
Definitely, and I work alone. I was even at home at that point. I think we were on holiday.
I can't imagine.
So I was at home, so I work on my own. So before the clothes got to me, the clothes got to me in like exactly a week to when I was supposed to deliver the clothes.
Wow.
So I just had to run to the market and get the fabrics I'll be needing and all. So to cut the long story short, I barely slept for that whole week. Like just to like meet up and with the other.
Was the light constant?
So after a few days, I was expecting that you might see the reply a lot down people. You have not gotten a reply. Like, let me hear if they've gotten the clothes or not. So finally, I was able to like get across to them, and they said they've gotten the clothes. But the person that referred me, my friend's aunt said she has not seen the clothes yet. That it was not in her own place. That she was going to get maybe a day to the event.
Okay.
So when she got it, she was now like, the clothes, like some of them were complaining that they were not comfortable in the dress.
Yes.
Kinika. I was like, wow, this has never happened. Like
Before.
in the history of me. So I've never gotten a bad review about like clothes. Never. It has never ever happened. So I was actually so pained and was like, this work that I was already thinking that like. But then, alhamdulillah, after that day, I still made another clothes for her and her daughter, and then she loved it. So
wow, mashallah. Okay, before we continue on this interesting, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
فديتك سيدي صلاة وسلام عليك يا نبي حبيبي يا محمد أتيت بالسلام والهدى محمد حبيبي يا محمد يا رحمة للعالمين يا محمد صلى الله على خاتم الأنبياء محمد رحمة للعالمين محمد رحمة للعالمين محمد رحمة للعالمين حبيبي يا محمد أتيت بالسلام والهدى محمد حبيبي يا محمد يا رحمة للعالمين يا محمد حبيبي يا محمد أتيت بالسلام والهدى محمد حبيبي يا محمد يا رحمة للعالمين يا محمد أنت نور الله فجرا جئت بعد العسر يسرا ربنا أعلاك قدرا يا إمام الأنبياء أنت في الوجدان حي أنت للعينين ضي أنت عند الحوض ري أنت هاد وصفي يا حبيبي يا محمد يا نبي سلام عليك يا رسول سلام عليك.
Hello and welcome back to Light Radio. Don't forget to always like, follow, share our social media handles: YouTube Light Radio, Facebook Light Radio, Twitter The Light Radio, Instagram Light_Radio. And you can drop us a message via official.lightradio@gmail.com. You can also listen to us via Radio Garden. Just go to your apps to download Radio Garden and search for Light Radio. Yeah, we welcome back to the program, The Young Entrepreneur. And with me is ZAINAB RAJI. Yeah, ZAINAB RAJI. So before we went on break, she was telling us about some challenges she faced in business. So now let's ask her. We know that when there is challenges, there is always good time. So, are you there?
yeah, I'm here. I'm listening.
Okay, so can you give us some good times, some sweet times in business?
I've had a lot of sweet times during this business. So I've had a lot of good times there are times that one work I would do, like one job would bring multiple clients, like multiple people to patronize me. Like they would be like, wow, who made this dress? Who made this dress? I love to do my dress person and all. But there is one particular one that was a scary and a good day to me.
Okay.
That was when I was in my final year. You know, I was sewing hostel, so the porters and the authorities should not know that I sew in the hostel. Of course. Yet. So I think it was a Friday, so I just rushed out. I think I was having a lab that day, so I just rushed out of the hostel and I went for my lab. So when I'm coming back, okay, I went for Juma after the lab. So when I was coming back, one of the porters just grabbed me and said, "Hey, Alajawa." I was like, what happened? She said, "Modo tailor nye." My heart skipped. My heart skipped. What happened? She said, "Modo tailor nye muni tailor rara." She said, "Rara." She said, "Rara." Ṣé wọ́n ló ránṣọ yìí? Ìgbà tó ń lọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan mo sọ pé àmú láìka aṣọ tọmọ yìí wọ ò lẹ́ni ẹ wá sọ fún mi pé àtélọ̀ ni ẹ ìwọ ló rọ kìnìkan ọmọ. My heart came down and said, like, okay, this is where she's going to. She now said that èmi náà fẹ́ rán rẹ̀ òun máa dáṣọ yẹn wá Monday kìnìkan. She brought the clothes on Monday and I made it for her. Do you know that one cloth I made for her? I made it for a lot of the staff, a lot of the that was got close to them, like a lot of. And
did they eventually know you were working inside the hostel?
They didn't know as at that point, but they later got to know. But they didn't know as at that point.
Okay, when they later got to know, did they actually make any move or do anything?
No, not at all. They didn't even do anything.
Imagine, because when they were person.
I was so for them and it was okay, so there was no problem.
That's actually sweet. Wow. Yeah. So, where did you see yourself in the next? Let's say, okay, you just graduated, right? So before I ask that, let me ask this: Do you see yourself in this business, or do you want to work with your degree?
I think I see myself more in this business because it's something I keep pushing myself like day by day. I take classes online, I take master classes, just like keep upgrading myself and keep updated about everything that is going on, the current styles and everything. So I think I see myself more in this business because the course I studied was not what I initially picked. I didn't opt in for chemistry.
What did you actually opt in for?
Okay, so I picked radiography. And I know you'll be asking why radiography, because right from growing up, I have actually liked medical courses. Like, I always wanted medical courses. But then, after trying, after writing 4 jams already.
Okay.
After writing 4 jams already. So, a family doctor just told me about it. She said that all these courses you are just picking, they are competitive. Why not just pick radiography? Radiography is about medical imaging and also it is still very, very nice. So why not just go for it? So I felt like, okay, I think she's right. And that is less competitive. So when I checked the schools that were doing the courses in Nigeria, there were about 5 or 6 schools. So Unilag was the only university in Southwest that was doing the course. So I said, okay, let me just pick Unilag and then go for it. So I prepared for my JAMB. Even the JAMB,